Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, people? Say what? Say it again. Back at you. Tuesday, 8:30. Uh, Todd's out tonight and Eric's out tonight, so I'm gonna be your host. So we gonna get it started tonight with our guest, Cortland. What's going on, Cortland?
Man, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear
Yeah,
me?
we good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not much, man. Ty been I promised Ty I'll be on the show, so I had to hold up my promise, but I'm here. I'm ready to rock out.
And last but not least, this Dolphins fan. Lord have mercy. My main man, Chuck.
Yo,
What
what's
up, my
going on,
guy?
brother? Chilling, man. How you? Cortland, what's going
Uh,
on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Good to be back on the show.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Well, we're gonna get it started tonight, man. Um, with say what power rankings. Chuck, who's your top five, man?
uh, man, seems like it keep jumping around. I'm still gonna go with Miami. Despite the loss, Tua went down. I think we would have won that game. I have no order right now, but I'm just picking five. But Miami, I got Buffalo, um, Philly, they rolling. Um, Baltimore, they can't hold on to a lead, but they killing me.
I
Baltimore,
give you that, brother.
Baltimore killing me, but they killing me. Um, I just had it. Uh, I'm gonna keep Baltimore in there.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah, grit them teeth, bro.
yeah. That's hard to say, brother. But yeah, Buffalo. Oh, Kansas City. I'm tripping. Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami, and I should be biased, but I'm not. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking Baltimore out. I'm putting my man Aaron Rodgers in just because I want to.
Oh, here we go.
Just because I
Wow.
want. Just because I.
Here we
Wow.
go. This
Just because I
again,
want to.
man.
Just because I want to.
Wow.
3-1. Told you they lose week one every year. They get beat to death week one, but they find a way to still go 14-3, 13.
Bruh, they
So
look terrible, bro.
That's
they do.
crazy.
Like, who don't look terrible right now? Let's be real. Outside of 3 or 14.
Well, two teams that shouldn't be in the Tampa Bay and that daggone Packers. What you got, Cortland? What you got?
I'm gonna go from the bottom down to the top. So at number five, I know people are gonna try to pack me up for this, but I think the Vikings look pretty good, man. Despite some of the injuries that they've had, Kirk Cousins is up and down, but we knew that coming into the season. But he's looked good with limited weapons around him. Like we like they look pretty good. That defense looks solid. I think if they get some of these guys back healthy, they should be, on the up and up, and definitely should be able to hold on to that division, if not win it, taking it to the playoffs. At four, just because of the Tua injury, I got Dolphins. I got the Dolphins at four. I had them as an AFC Championship favorite. You know what I'm saying? I thought the AFC Championship was going to be a Subway series between them and the Bills. I still think that's probably going to happen, but it just depends on how things fall. At three, I got the Chiefs. It's Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, everybody had questions about Tyreek Hill leaving. Is he going to be any good? Is he still going to be solid? He's been solid. He's been Patrick Mahomes this year. So I got them at three. At two, I got Buffalo. Everyone's favorite to go to the Super Bowl, essentially. Josh Allen's played at the MVP level. I think they should be undefeated right now, but that's just me. I think they let one go. And then number one, I got the Eagles. I mean, you can't argue with the lone, only standing undefeated team right now. Jalen Hurts is surprising a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? He looks good. He has command of that offense. Those guys are playing for him. That defense is playing solid. They make plays when they're needed. And they're rolling right now. So those are my five.
All right, fellas. Well, my top five, I'll go to bottom. I'm still with the Ravens. You say the Ravens should be top five, but you put the Bills number two, but then say the Bills are undefeated, but the Ravens should be undefeated because they blew two 17-point leads. So I don't know where you get that from, but that's why I don't say why the Ravens are not in your top five. I'm agreeing with Chuck. Then he want to go his favorite quarterback. He switches all up. I knew that was happening. My number four, I'm still going with the Dolphins. I have to wait to see what they can do without Tua. I thought he was playing very well the first 4 weeks. He was okay even before he got concussed against the Bengals. So we have to see. I'm not gonna, write them off yet. Number 3, the Bills. They still haven't beat Kansas City. Until I see that, I can't move them up. Period. You're right. I can't say they shouldn't have lost that game. It came down to the wire. I mean, Josh Allen, I know he underthrew the receiver, which should have been a touchdown. I completely understand that. But if you're going to give Baltimore the same problem, you got to give the Bills the same problem. Kansas City, you see what they did. Kansas City, number 2. You see what they did to the Bucs. Even though it was 41-31, it wasn't even close.
It was a dub. They was dubbing them boys.
Let's just call it what it is. It wasn't even close. So, in number 1, I think everybody agree it has to be the Eagles. They look phenomenal right now. Jalen Hurts is coming to his own. The defense is ridiculous. The running game, the receivers. I know me and Courtney was off the air talking about how a quarterback can excel if they give one good receiver, and you're seeing it now. And he has 2 good receivers.
He got 3. He got 3, arguably.
Yeah, and a tight end. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has, and imagine Lamar Jackson had all that. What we were discussing. So those are my top 5. From bottom 5, Ravens, Dolphins, Bills, Kansas City, the Eagles.
I know that hurt you to say that too, Avery. I know it took all of you to say that.
No, I mean, my team. Listen. I'm not really upset with none of my team. It's just them Dallas Cowboy fans. They're ridiculous. Like, I can't do it. So I'm gonna keep getting them from year to year to year. They always bring the Super Bowl up. They always tell me they win the championship games. They always run their lips. So that ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing new.
But Avery, the truth of the matter is, since we saying what the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, being honest, y'all very well should be 4-0 as well. If them boys ain't out there dropping passes, who knows? So, I mean, Shepard dropping passes. Galladay, $80 million man, dropping passes. I mean, Jones running for his life.
Kenny Galladay out there.
They very well could have won that game.
Kenny Galladay out there getting cardio, man.
Yeah, he terrible. Yeah,
well, I put him career over last week, so you already see that. Yeah, and Sherry, we always have female opinions. I just want to shout that out to it. We've had plenty of females on the show, so we're always open to that.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next one, fellas. It says Bill Belichick and Mike Tomlin. They're 1-3. Which team can bounce back? Go ahead, Courtney. What you got?
I'm just gonna go with the obvious pick here. I'm gonna go probably against the grain. Depends on who you fall on, what side of the coin you fall on. I think Mike Tomlin. I said this before. I'll say it again. Never had a losing season in his career. Over a decade and a half, it's been a model of consistency. For some reason, somehow, some way, he always gets the best out of his team, even when it seems like the talent just ain't there. He had a washed-up Ben Roethlisberger 2 years in a row, still came out with a playoff berth and a winning season. I think Kenny Pickett shows some signs of being able. I don't think he's what he could be. But again, Mike Tomlin just somehow, some way gets the best out of his player. He squeezes every ounce of talent and effort out of those guys, and that defense is good enough to do it. That offense has enough weapons. George Pickens looks good. If we can get my man's number 11, Chase Claypool, we get him to just shore up his hands. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe something comes from that.
I ain't believing that guy.
No, I get it. Me either. That's why I said if. And that's a capital IF. If they can get him to do it.
Capital.
Yeah, like if they can get him to be what the measurables and the potential show, there's no question I think Mike Tomlin can get it turned around.
Riley said Steelers career over with their QB. I can agree with that. What you got, Chuck? What you think?
I agree. I agree with what Cortland said, but I'm not going to give a coach credit, even though he should, because I'm not going to disrespect Belichick. I think there's an even playing field when you just talk coaching, in my opinion. So I'm not going to say Thomas. I'm going to just go another route. I think the makeup of Pittsburgh team is just better, period. I think they have better weapons from the receivers to the tight end, the running backs. Their only issue is the quarterback to me. I don't think their defense is horrible. I just think they can't score enough.
So do you think on that defensive, when you bring defense, is TJ Watt a big factor right now?
Facts.
Their defense is not looking the same. No. Truthfully,
defensive player, reigning defensive player.
Yeah, they're not looking the same. So
obviously he's a game changer if he's on the field. But Even when he got hurt, I don't like this is just me. I don't feel like their defense was like horrific, like some of the stuff we've been seeing. To me, they just can't put up enough points to overcome the lack of defense they have without him. It's not like they're giving up a whole lot of points. They just can't score. The Patriots, I think they're just going to depend on their defense. So I think they can't score enough as well. Mac Jones, I like him. I think he's getting better and better and better, as years go by. You're starting to see him progress. But I think they just have to depend too much on their defense to win games, and I just don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to get an edge to Pittsburgh. I think both coaches are more than capable of turning it around, but I'm going to just give it to Pittsburgh because I think the makeup of their team all around is just better to me.
And can I add something to that, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
How long, if Mac Jones is out for an extended amount of time, how long can you go with, at best, wide receiver 2s and 3s and 2 underperforming, highly paid tight ends, as well as a running back by committee and Bailey Zapp as your starter? How long can you go with that?
You're lying.
He's trying to redevelop Tom Brady. If you look at what he's trying to do, he's trying to get the defense, multiple running backs, slow the game down, dink and dunk, win the game, by a field goal. They're two different quarterbacks. I mean, Tom Brady is Tom Brady, so he's trying to do the same thing, but it's just not working.
Because Mac Jones is actually a little bit more mobile. I don't think he has the throwing. I'm sorry, I did say a little bit. I'm tripping, but he's more mobile. I don't think he has the arm strength of a Tom Brady
or the accuracy.
Right. And in my opinion, I think they need to go ahead and get the keys to Stevenson. That's just my opinion.
You talking about the running back?
Yes, I think they just need to give him the key. I know they're trying to do the duel. I get it, but I think that's your guy, in my opinion. I think they need to go ahead and give him the keys and see what happens.
He runs hard too.
Yeah.
But isn't he always injured?
No, he's the healthy one. He's the healthy one.
Yeah.
My man out of Alabama.
Harris was hurt. And
Damien Harris.
Damien Harris.
I guess they don't want to give him. I guess they don't want to give him an opportunity, so that's why I don't see him a lot.
Yeah.
Damien Harris is the one that's always hurt.
Always hurt. Yeah. Absolutely.
For me, it's neither. Neither.
That's an interesting way to put it, man.
like let's be for real. Y'all are arguing about 1-3. Like, it's not real. Debating about a 1-3 team. One team lost their starting quarterback. Got to have no receivers. You have Devontae Parker, and can you name anybody else? You got 2 tight ends. That's the point. You're saying you probably can't think about it when you sit back and think about it. But when you go we're over. Now you got 2 tight ends. You got 2 tight ends, bro. That
sheesh.
Like
Hunter Henry and Jonathan Smith.
I know Jonathan. Like I had Jonathan Smith in my family. It was all right. Like he was okay. Like
he was get hurt.
You ain't got a lot of us. You ain't got a lot of us, man.
Yeah,
you ain't got a lot of us. He stayed hurt in Tennessee. He stayed hurt in Tennessee. He's here there. Hunter Henry again. Overpaid.
He stayed hurt at the Chargers. It was the same thing. So why would you pay for that to start? I don't understand that. Defense. Bill Belichick's MO is defense. We all know that. He has 8 championships. We all clearly know this. But he don't. His draft. He can't draft like he drafted. He doesn't have a quarterback to draft like that. So since you don't have the quarterback to draft like that, you need to really go in and go get these first rounders if you're going to revamp this defense. Because all he got is Judon. I don't know what else he got. Who else he has? And then flip it to Pittsburgh, right? We'll flip it to Pittsburgh. I mean, did you think he was going to do anything? Like, what's his name? I'm blank right now. The starter, Trubisky. He's just another Trubisky. Baker Mayfield.
When they got him, I was like, bro, I don't understand.
I thought he was going to be just a bridge. I thought it was going to be just a bridge to get them over to next year.
Yeah. But when you pick Kenny Pickett, I wasn't high on him either. Even coming out of the pick, even the first rounder, I get all the story. They share the same locker room. They play on the same field, they're in the same area. They play on the same field. You're familiar with them. You see them every day at practice. I get all that. But is anybody saying Kenny Pickett going to lead them to the Super Bowl? Like, are you thrilled to see Kenny Pickett? I think it's going to change the momentum. I do, because you need something different than Trubisky. He's hot garbage. Like, just trash. So, go ahead.
My fault. I'm now seeing the comments where Bradley Christopher says Stevenson had 5 touchdowns last year. Harris had 15. Make it make sense. He's supposed to. Harris was played the most. Like he was.
Right.
Stevenson has always been the one in the background. So he's
when
supposed
you get 65% of the offensive
you're
backfield,
you're gonna get the touchdowns. Right? I hope. I hope.
Yeah, he's
well, I can make
that make sense.
Well, I can make it equivalent to Julio Jones. He gives 88% of it and only give you 1 touchdown a year.
Sheesh. Lord.
You know what I'm saying? So it is possible. I ain't saying it's not possible.
Right.
But I am gonna go to one question, and I don't know. Did y'all watch the Vikings Saints game in London?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherry said, "Do you believe the referee cheated the London game with the Saints versus the Vikings?" Because when I heard it, the game was wild. Because they said they had 2 pass interference. They said Kirk Cousins got hit in the shoulder. They called him hit to the helmet.
They did.
Right. And then the one in the end zone, they hold. She must be a Saints fan. That's why, Brad. It has to be. And then when the end zone, my man was holding him down. Thielen was holding the DB down. It wasn't the DB. So they messed up 2 calls.
Do I believe they cheated? No. Do I believe that one of those was a bang bang play? Yes. Like the shot to the head, the targeting call.
Okay, I'll give you one. We'll stop right there. I'll give you one better. Since you don't think it's cheating, I think cheating's over because that's what the referee discretion. Do you think those calls should be reviewed? Because that did change the game.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying? That changed the game because that wasn't no target to the helmet, and that wasn't pass interference. Even though we took out pass interference, right? So y'all do agree that they need some wake up somehow. If those are tight,
Well, New York needs to review them because that was the whole thing this year from the league office before the season even started. They said they wanted referees to start putting more of an emphasis on helmet to helmet and pass interference calls, right? They wanted to put more emphasis on those calls. So I think and this is same thing with being a former athlete and playing. When you start to have to think too much, you either get hurt or you start to mess up and overcompensate. I think the refs are having to think too much instead of just calling them. Some of these are bang bang pass interference calls. Like it was a play against the Bills and Titans in the Bills and Titans game, right? Amani Hooker, the ball is way out of the catch radius of the receiver. Amani Hooker is right there, hiccup, and the flag comes out. If the ball ain't catchable, the rules say if the ball is uncatchable, then
right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't call it, but you call it.
I think they're anticipating it. I agree with you. I think they're anticipating before it's actually happening. That's if it looks funny, then I'm gonna throw the flag. The one in the end zone, it looked funny, right? They were getting double teamed. Thielen was going on. It looked funny. If you look at the replay, he was doing more of the grabbing than they were. They were just going after the ball. So, and I agree with you, Cord. I mean, they're not really calling to me at times calling as the call. Let the play develop. Because I don't mind you throwing a late flag. Personally, I want you to get it right.
Right.
And then when you start doing that, you start missing stuff. I don't know about y'all. When I watch a game, I watch the offensive line and defensive line too. Because a lot of times, boy, it be like, come on, dude, he's holding. But you can see the defensive player throwing his arm up like handful of jersey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and the ref will look at him and look at the ball carrier run right past him. So it's like when you're telling, hey, put an emphasis on protecting the quarterback and protecting the wide receiver, but you're not looking at, you know what I'm saying, the holding calls that could be missed too. So I think all of this needs to be reviewed. But in this particular case, the targeting call, I think was bang bang, but the pass interference call, the good rule of thumb is, and we was told this when I was playing college ball, offense always wins. Like, offense always wins. So it don't matter if you grab the dude and he grabs you back. The ref gonna call it on the defense. You get what I'm saying?
I get you. I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna let Chuck get his last word. I'm gonna say one thing.
I got you.
The bang bang is my issue. It looks one way, but if it's bang bang, it can go either way. Mm-hmm. So those bang bangs need to be reviewed because that change, that's 15 yards or whatever they want to give, and then it's a possibility that person could get ejected from the game if it's too egregious.
Right.
Go ahead, Chuck.
I was just gonna say they may need to. I know people don't like it because I don't necessarily like it all the time. They may just need to piggyback like off the NBA where, you can challenge it. You know, if you think it wasn't a defensive foul or wasn't an offensive foul, you can challenge it. Because I don't like the rule as is. To me, if you use a challenge and you get a challenge right, I don't see why you don't have no more. To me, that never made sense to me. Like in the NFL, if you use a challenge and you get the challenge right, you still don't have no more challenges. I think
you do.
You got two.
You gotta get the two right.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't think that should even be, to me.
Like, you win the challenge, keep the challenge.
To me, you need to keep your challenges until
you
get, like, if you don't get nothing wrong, it is what it is.
That makes sense.
To me, I don't like
how you losing a challenge. You won 2 in a row.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Now, Chuck. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I just think they need to, allow the coaches or whoever to challenge. Like, if they get a lot more right, because Tom Brady's gotten away with that for years. As great as he is, I've seen in some Super Bowls where they call roughing the passer. They show the replay, and Buddy just got tapped on the chest or on the shoulder or something like that, and they win the Super Bowl off call like that. So
they did it in a regular season game. Chuck, they did it in a regular season game in Tennessee. I went to the game. Jeffrey Simmons. It was a 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15, we can get the Patriots off the field before the half. Jeffrey Simmons lightly brushed the man's ear hole. 15-yard penalty.
That fool said the ear hole.
He did, bro. On the jumbotron, he brushed his ear hole while being blocked.
Right.
It's a 15-yard penalty, illegal contact to the head. How is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we?
Everybody knows Tom Brady get that, he about to score. It's just gonna happen. He get that.
I tell you every time, don't I? But Chuck, they did have a challenge flag for pass interference, and they took it away. Yes, they did, and they said it was too judgmental, and a lot of them get it right, so they did take it away. So they did have it. I think it's the second year that they haven't had it. So
right.
But they only did that because of Sean Payton, though. Sean Payton made that a thing.
Yeah.
But he was right. It was Joe. When I seen that, it was murder, bro.
They have it started feeling like it was consistent against them too. I think they started feeling.
Yeah, it was twice in the playoffs. It was the push off. It was push off with the Vikings, and then it was the hit on Tyquan Lewis against the Rams.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, we're gonna move on to the third topic. How much longer does Baker Mayfield have at the starting quarterback, man? How much longer? Listen, man, I'll start this one, man. It really doesn't matter. like you put Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and I forgot the third string.
Matt Corral.
No, he's out. He's out. The third string is a black dude from oh my gosh,
PJ Washington.
No, PJ, not Washington.
PJ, whatever.
No, we got it. It's PJ.
Yeah,
from Temple. You might as well give him another opportunity. Because it doesn't matter you put Sam Darnold in there. It doesn't matter you put Baker Mayfield there. It doesn't matter you put Matt Rule in there. Man, career over the Panthers, man.
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker, right. PJ Walker. What you got, Chuck? So again, the question is, how much longer does Baker Mayfield?
24 hours.
That's crazy. 24 hours is
effective immediately. But now this is how much I don't believe in Baker. And it's sad to say. When they got him, the first thing I said, man, I would have rocked with Darnold. I might as well win. That's the first thing I said. I would have just went ahead and rocked with Darnold. But Baker is one of those players who I feel like has the most potential, but is never going to reach it. I think his potential is sky high. I really do. I think he has a lot of talent. I think he can definitely be a winner. But I just don't feel like he's ever going to get there, in my opinion. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I just think he's never going to get to his peak.
But what if he's at his peak, brother?
I think if he reaches his full potential, it's
not a thing. What I'm saying is,
what if he is?
Like, he's there. This is
what if this is what he's going to be?
What if he can't go no higher?
Right. There's no peak. This is his peak. Like, I think his peak was that time when he came in from Tyrod Taylor. It was Tyrod Taylor. He came in for Tyrod Taylor, got injured. I think that was his peak. He was so hyped.
Well, you disrespectful, boy.
I'm just saying, bro. What you think? I mean, for real.
I can't argue. We ain't seen nothing high. I mean, what can I say?
So I don't know if you know.
All right, Courtland, you good, but I just don't think he can. It is what it is.
No, I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say just you might as well ride it out. You traded for him.
Yeah,
it wasn't like you got him off the free agency wire for a little bit of nothing. You traded for this dude, so you got to ride with him at this point. Also, Matt Rule said at this point, Matt Rule says that Sam Darnold's return from injury, from the IR, is not even close. So you ain't got no choice. Now, if you like PJ Walker that much, which I like what I saw from him,
I do too.
From a couple of years ago, hey, why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's just call this season a wash and roll with who we got, and then see what Matt Corral can do next year, because you did spend a draft pick on him. But Baker Mayfield is trash. I told people this. When he got drafted number one overall, I said it on Twitter. I said it on Facebook. People thought I was crazy. I said, this is Johnny Manziel 2.0.
I'm gonna stop with you. Hold on. We're gonna stop. And the only reason I disagree, I agree with the number one pick.
I know what you're about to say. I know exactly what you're about to say.
You can't say he's Johnny Manziel 2.0 because he at least got him to the playoffs and won a playoff game.
With an injured Baltimore, a washed up Ben Roethlisberger in the division, and the Bengals was boo boo buns.
Hey, it happened.
So all I'm saying is,
but you can't compare because Johnny Manziel, he's in the
okay. So let me say this.
TFL.
Okay, so let me say this. This is Johnny Manziel. If Johnny Manziel would have stayed in the league, how about that? Does that sound better?
No, I
okay.
can't say that.
Regardless, regardless, it was a reach for Baker Mayfield to be taken with the number one overall pick. It was a reach to think, and let me apologize to. I don't know if he watches the show at all. Hey, 13. Oh, let me apologize to you, brother. It wasn't you. It wasn't you, bro. Like it was Baker. Let me apologize to him.
You really blamed him?
I did, because I thought he was washed. I thought he was washed. So let me apologize to him.
Okay,
Baker Mayfield is but Baker's buns, because I thought, hey, maybe if he goes to Pittsburgh, maybe he does something. But then when they said he's going to the Panthers, I was like, okay, he's better than Sam Darnold. It ain't looking too hot. So yeah, I'm with Chuck. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him to midnight. I'm gonna give him to midnight tonight.
You want to be honest? I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go to Sam Darnold. Like you just said, he's better than Sam Darnold. And you already see what Sam Darnold did. You listen, Sam Darnold was on the roster. Think about this. Cam Newton didn't have any playbook. Nothing. They started him over him, bro. Come on. Let's just be what it is. Cam Newton came off the street.
For a soundbite that didn't age well.
Right. Came off the street. He only knew 15 plays, which is obvious because you're in the middle of the season. We completely understand. And he started over you, and he hasn't played all season. That right there, I just don't see. I'd rather go to PJ Walker. Like seriously, if you're gonna do it, just do it that way. And then, like you said, if you don't get Corral a shot, give Corral a shot. If you're not, go back into the draft. I mean, I'm just being honest.
But I hate when teams do this. I hate when teams do that, where you draft a guy and then you keep going back to the draft. You know what I'm saying? To get at to draft at the position that you just drafted.
Right.
Because Matt Corral without the foot, like, of course we know he has the foot surgery, so he's out, I think, for the rest of the year. But you know, of course, yes, we understand without him getting reps and the development, he could be stunted. But what do you have on the roster right now?
But I'm gonna let Chuck go take this last one, and we can roll. We got to move on. But I am gonna say this: you go get Zach, and I agree with you, Courtney. You made a great point. You go get Zach Wilson, but won't help develop Sam Darnold. What is the point? You're gonna go 3 years, and again, is anybody believing in Zach Wilson right now? Like you see what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather go 6 years in the game, right? Let's see if this quarterback can do what we need to do, because you're not always 100%. That quarterback looks good on college and come in and be trash, right? So I agree with you, Courtney. I don't get it. They're ready to chop him off in 2 years. Whatchamacallit didn't even get a fair shot. Josh Rosen, he would chop up 1 year, and we don't even know if he's trash or not.
Right.
I think Patrick Mahomes ruined it for everybody.
Well, I thought that'd be the same example with Aaron Rodgers sitting in 3 years, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know. But go ahead, Chuck. What you think?
Oh,
You finish it
no.
out.
I mean, we didn't. I think we all on the same page as far as Baker concerned. I ain't got nothing else to say. It is what it is. But yeah,
that dude. Man, listen,
oh,
listen, man, listen. Because listen, Gordon, you were crazy if you blamed Odell. You had Odell, Jarvis, two talented tight ends. We just discussed this.
I'm gonna tell you why I did. I'm gonna tell you why I was blaming Odell, because I'm a big Odell fan. I love me some Odell Beckham. But at the same time, I was looking at like he's fading back. I'm looking at it from a guy who played the receiver position. So I'm like, you didn't give your guy a chance. And at the time, I was trying to root for Baker. I was like, I really want to see him. I really want to see him be better. And then when I saw Odell go to LA, like he finally got out and it
got
was
a quarterback.
Yeah, and it was like, oh snap! Like Odell is. This Odell again, like, oh man. So it was Baker. That's the reason why I said, let me apologize to Odell, because I was looking at it from, again, the perspective. Yeah, I was looking at it from the perspective of a guy who played the position, not from analysts. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, I understand you play the position, but as you play the position, the only way you're going to be great is what? Unless you put you Deebo Samuel. Put you in the backfield, do you some slants and some hitches.
But I was always taught. It don't matter who back there throwing you the ball. It can be, you know what I'm saying, Ted Bundy back there throwing you the ball. My man's from the Bundys. It could be him back there throwing you the ball.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. It could be him back there throwing you the ball. Give your guy.
You talking about married children?
Yeah, married children. Yeah, it could be him back there throwing you the ball. Give your guy. You always give your guy a chance. So I was looking at, okay, yeah, maybe Odell wanted to be out of there, but I'm like, at the same time, give your guy a chance. But then I started looking at it wasn't Odell.
But Baker, Odell gonna give you the 50-50. Like he gets the 50-50. Baker didn't even want to throw the 50-50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said, going back and looking at it.
I can't say you give it a chance. The quarterback supposed to give the receiver a chance.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, I was looking at it from a jaded lens, trying to root for
Baker,
the quarterback. Right.
You supposed to root for your receiver.
Right.
Don't root for the quarterback. Come on now.
But I'm glad Odell. I'm glad Odell got it. And from what I heard, you know what I mean, he was in New York with a little visit. You know
oh yeah. Yes, sir. I heard it too. I need my boy Doc. He shouldn't have left it at first. Grow over Gelman, man. You want to ship the dude out. You pay the man the money. You want to ship him out. God almighty, man. That's just ridiculous.
Man. But yeah,
hey, I agree with Bradley. I agree with Bradley there too. You know what I'm saying? In certain cases, yeah.
But this right here, yeah, the receiver's only good as a quarterback. I just think that's true. I don't care what receiver. I agree there's great receivers that can make a quarterback. I do. Like right now, we can agree A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is really helping out Jalen. I do. Tua's looking a lot different with them two monsters out there. So I agree. Now, I don't know about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes can make any receiver look good. That's a different scenario. Aaron Rodgers can make a little difference. But at the end of the day, I think the quarterback helps the receiver more. That's just me. That's why they get paid more, the big bucks. All right, the second best part of the show. You already know number one.
Oh, this was throwing shots already, boy.
I love you, bro. Chucky Choices. My man. Last week, I wish Biscuit Head Ty had told me what your picks were. You lost the Dolphin game, you lost the Ole Miss game, and it was another game he was talking about. He probably had a whop in his mouth because I couldn't hear him. So at the end of the day, my bad. He gonna kill me.
I might have went 4-2. Something.
No,
like
you went 3-3.
3-3. Who was the third L?
I can't remember. I told you he had a whop in his mouth.
That's hilarious.
Right. All right. So your overall record is 12-8. All right, Chuck.
Hey, that's bad. It's my first. That's not good. Go ahead.
All right, Chuck.
I mean, you went 500 though. That ain't bad.
I'm used to. I've been killing them every year. This is the worst I've been. Good gracious.
All right, the first one he went the Sounders versus the LA Galaxy.
The what?
The Sounders versus the LA Galaxy. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
No, but But that's sometimes to do.
That's why I did it.
Yeah.
That's
I would have to go with the Galaxy on that, but I watch MLS. I watch MLS.
It's
Hey,
MLS.
Courtland, they know me. I'm gonna go whatever name I like best. That's what I'm picking.
I go with I watch MLS, so that's on.
I had to throw one of them ties questions in there because that's what it do. All right, first question: Colts, Broncos.
Jesus Christ, Lord, Russell Wilson, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. What did I say?
I'm going Denver. He ain't playing. He might be out. Taylor. Tell him.
Jonathan Taylor's questionable.
Yeah, I got to rock with Denver if he's not playing. I just got to lean that direction. But I'm gonna go Denver.
So Chucky, you go Denver, right?
I don't disagree with him going Denver. I think they're hungry. I think they need to win.
Man, bye.
They do need to win. They do.
Man, they look terrible.
They do. They do. That's why I think the Colts look terrible too.
No. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a tie.
I wouldn't be. They already tied once.
You're right. All right, Packers. Giants.
Yo, boys.
London.
I'm gonna go Packers.
All right.
Go Packers.
Who they play? Who the Packers?
The Giants. And when I see you in the street, don't get shot or punch in your face. All right, we'll keep going. All right, Bengals, Ravens,
Baltimore. Come on, let's go, Lamar.
Come on, yeah, man, it's getting out of hand, man.
Yeah,
like,
come on,
real. Bruh should be 4-0. John
done.
Harbaugh should be punched in the face. Defense should be running laps right now. Like, this is ridiculous.
Not punched in the face.
Yeah, punch in the face.
Bro, kick the field goal and go up 3. Bro. Like, come on,
hey, I think Owe and them gonna have a field day against that offensive line.
Jesus Christ.
They better, because all these 17-point losses you've been having, they better do something.
You ain't lying.
They should be 4-0. Period. See, they sabotaging Lamar. I see what's happening now. You're messing my boy money. You're sabotaging, making it like it's his fault.
No, I don't
Baltimore
think
making me look bad because I had them winning the division.
I don't think they're messing up his money. You see what he's doing out there?
No, but see, here it goes.
That's defense. That's defense, though, Avery.
That's the black quarterback. Let's be realistic.
I get where Avery coming from.
Think about this. Josh Allen got $265 million. He never won a playoff game. Or maybe one. I may be pushing it. But he was out the league. Like, literally, if he didn't perform, he did all right his third year, and in the fourth year, he just exploded. You know what I'm saying? But he was out the league. Lamar, MVP. He gets to the playoffs 3 years, would have been 4 last year. Oh, he still got to prove himself. Man, bye.
Hey, okay, Avery, I give you one better. Kyler Murray gets $230 million in Arizona. Mm-hmm. Had his first playoff berth last year.
He been hurt 2 years, right?
Huh?
Didn't he get hurt 2 years in a row? And they
choke that up, and then you put a clause in where this man can't play Call of Duty.
Oh, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, I need 4 hours of studying. That's why they got like I ain't never heard.
But
of
an MVP, a unanimous MVP can't get 200 or $300 million.
And then I had an argument today, and we're gonna move on to these last two. We had an argument today, bro. No BS. We had an argument today. I said, he said, I'm home, bro. My bad, Ty. My bad, man. I didn't mean to talk about the Waffles, bro. My fault, man. Anyway, my man, I said, what's the difference from Deshaun Watson? He's never won a playoff game.
Right.
Right. He is 230 million guaranteed. I know it's Cleveland. I get it. Okay. I understand it. But this dude has an MVP. It should have been 4 straight playoff berths. And he has his playoff win as you want him to get. And he still got to go out and prove himself. Like, this is, I just don't understand this mess, man.
That's why I really get upset. Because, I mean, I don't mean no harm, but when people do their top 5 QBs and they be having him at like 8, 9, 10, I'd be like,
because everybody say he can't throw.
Well, I'm probably Lamar Jackson's biggest critic, but I will say this: the man should have been paid 2 years ago. There shouldn't have been no questions about it. I can criticize the man, but the man got talent, and right now he's doing what people said he couldn't do, and that's win with his arm. So
that's a fact.
He making me eat a whole lot of humble pie. And
no, I'm happy. I was a believer. Come on, look, just give him an opportunity. Give him an offense that fits him. We talked about that off the air. Give a quarterback the offense that fits the quarterback, not the offense that fits the coordinator or the coach.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. That's why a lot of these young quarterbacks are not surviving the league. Make the offense that benefits the quarterback. You're going to win games.
That's
But
why Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers been so good for so long.
But remember when they did it, when they won the last Super Bowl, they won when the last Super Bowl they won on it was Ray Lewis's swan song. Remember they made the offensive coordinator change mid-season, and then Joe Flacco went from career over to Super Bowl MVP.
Any line.
Simple. I think I'm not an offensive coordinator. I know that. I'm gonna ask the quarterback, what are you comfortable with? We're gonna work around that. I may implement some, my plays. If you're not, just take this play out, throw it away. Let's talk to receivers. What are y'all all comfortable with? We keep flipping quarterbacks every 2 years. Your franchise is never going to be sustainable. Detroit, Jacksonville, Cleveland. What's the other team up there?
Name one.
Oh, the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just ridiculous. But anyway, Chuck.
That's true.
Let's move on. Chuck, TCU. This is going to be a good game versus Kansas.
Good.
I knew exactly what game that was.
Ooh.
That's a good game. Undefeated.
Ooh. Good. Great. I'm gonna go TCU. TCU.
I like the pick.
I think they on a high right now, like a super high right now after winning last week.
You said TCU. Oh.
TCU, yeah.
Hey, Ron Jones, man. Like I told you, you don't come on my show running your lips. Where you at? This send me in the inbox your address. I'm gonna pull up, bro.
Hey, Tom, crazy, bro.
You said TCU. You said TCU. Bradley said TCU by 21. Kansas ain't playing nobody. Hey, yeah, watch yourself. Watch yourself, Ryan. Watch it. All right, you're very disrespectful.
Ryan, you got permission. we get tired of it every week sometime, but you got permission. All
right, last one, big time. Utah. I like this one too. Utah, UCLA.
I picked some good ones this week, did you? UCLA.
All right, Bradley says UCLA. Mark you down.
That's gonna be a good game too. Good question.
Yeah,
I like Utah in that one though.
You like Utah? I like Utah.
So, yeah, I can. Yeah.
But no. Well, we're staying with UCLA. I'm with Ty. Your first answer.
Oh no, I'm UCLA. Yeah. Okay. I just think it's gonna be a good game.
All right. So again, we're gonna recap. Chuck choices is Colts, Broncos, Denver. He picked the Broncos. Giants versus Packers. Pack. He picked the Packers. Bengals, Ravens. TCU, Kansas. He picked TCU. And Utah, UCLA. He picked UCLA. All right.
Yes, sir.
We'll see how that goes, man. But I think a lot of those picks he picked, man, they're gonna be some good plays this week. All right. Me and Corley was talking about this off the air. We were talking about this off the air. Is there a worse division than the AFC South? Since my man is the Titan guru, career over. All right. We'll let him handle this one first. Is there a worse division than the AFC South?
I just want to ask everybody, right? A simple question. Did the NFL get rid of the NFC South altogether? Like they must have got rid of them and I didn't know about it. Because last time I checked, they still playing. That division is always been terrible. The Falcons take over, and then you know what I'm saying, like for a couple of seasons, and then them dudes, like the rest of the division goes to crap. Not the Broncos, but the Bucks, you know what I mean, are run the division, or the Saints run the division, everybody else goes to crap. Like, okay, we get it. Like they 2-2, they got a couple of 2-2 teams, or 1-3 team, and I think the Bucks are at the top of the division right now. But that's all good. But what are we looking at here? Talent for talent, right? The Jaguars can probably take any team in that division. The Titans can take any team in that division outside of the Bucks. I think the Jazz outside of the Bucks. The Colts can probably beat, you know what I'm saying, outside of the Bucks. Again, any team in that division. The Texans, they play the NFC South really tough all the time. Like when we are looking at this, you can't just look at the record. You got to look at talent for talent, what these teams are, who's in that division, what the roster moves and changes are. The record don't always dictate it. And then also, the NFC North has been ran by the Packers for the last how long has Aaron Rodgers been in the league? So I mean, what are we doing here, bro? Like, what are we talking about? The AFC South is not as bad a division as people think. They just play each other really tough, and every now and again they run into a meat grinder or two. But they're not that bad of a division. Like, we got to stop that.
Go ahead.
They just produced the number 1 seed. Who's the last division? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
You sound like them Cowboy fans. Go ahead, Chuck.
Right now, yes. At this moment, right now, yes. And the reason I say that is because, like, for example, the NFC South, for example, to me, those teams are not bad. That's in my opinion. You got Tampa Bay. I think if Detroit they have nobody play last week. To me, Detroit is a very good team right now when they're healthy. To me, St. Brown, Williams, Swift, Jared Goff, to me is doing a decent job. So I think they're okay. The Saints, if they're fully healthy and they can get themselves together, everybody hurt every week. So I think if I'm just looking at teams, if they have everybody at their disposal, I do think the AFC South is the worst, because I think Tampa Bay, the Saints, Detroit, and Atlanta, you never know. But
just say you never know.
Right, yeah, you just never know. But I'm gonna say right now, I get like what you were saying about what they produce, absolutely. Like Tennessee has been a really good team last few years. So I get that, but I'm just looking at like right now, this year.
That's always 49ers fans talking the most stuff.
He wide open tonight.
Wide open tonight.
But no, I'm gonna just say, like, for right now, I'm looking at this season, and just right now, I'm gonna say yes. But I agree with everything you said as far as, you know, the production, what they've produced. Tennessee has been, you know, King Henry. We know what he do. So, but yeah, I'm gonna say right now, yes.
He said he should have stuck the crowd. They talking about Jamie Winston. They are the worst division, man. Like let's just be real. Like, you got two teams that career over, Colts and the Texans. They tied. like let's call it. I like it's over. The Bucks are better than the whole division. I mean, healthy wise, I'm not going to stop. I think the Saints can be better than the whole division. It just, we don't know what James is going to do, and they can have a quarterback situation. But I do agree with Cortland on this. I do think, and we talked about this, I do think Jacksonville has a quarterback, the best quarterback out of everybody. It's going to have it for the next 10 years. If he's projecting the way he's been playing this year, Trevor Lawrence should be the best quarterback out of all these teams for the next 10 years. Jacksonville has finally gotten it right. Okay, I do. I really do. But for right now, until Jacksonville rises up, ain't nobody worried about no daggone Jacksonville. Ain't nobody worried about them daggone Titans. Ain't nobody worried about them Colts. And ain't nobody worried about definitely everybody think that's a layup with the Texans. You better never pick the Texans on those sheets. If you talking about some football sheets, you better never pick the Texans. Okay? Let's just be what it is. Yeah, I believe they're going to win a game. It happens. It's division games. You know how that goes. I'm not picking. You know what I mean? I'm not picking them. But the Titans, I'm going to go back to the Titans. I know that's his team. How long are you going to run Derrick Henry into the ground?
No, and I get it. And I said this off air.
No. Hold on. I'm actually agreeing. Like what I'm saying is, and I'm looking at the whole trajectory, is this the year that it all falls down? I think you still have a talented team, but is Ryan Tannehill
right? Like
your guy to push it like he did last year? Right. He has a lot more pressure because of Malik behind him. He has a lot more pressure because Malik's behind him. That's the truth. Even though he's a third rounder, everybody projected him in the first round. Let's be real. So is he the guy to lead you to the promised land? I just don't. I don't see it this year. I just don't. I think they'll win the division by default because of look at the daggone division.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
hold on. So let me
Go
I hate
ahead.
when people say stuff and they don't. I don't know you, Bradley. But I need you to go look. I need you to go. I need you to go learn some football before you come on any chat talking mess. We actually lead the league in pass protection. Like our offensive line is not that bad, and then they're improving. Like, bro, stop saying stuff.
Let me stop. Let me stop you right there. I got you.
Cool.
Let me stop right there. You lost Taylor Lewan. Do you think that's a problem? Like, do you think?
No, that's
gonna
problem.
be a problem, right?
That's a problem. But still, when you lose your starting left tackle, but your offensive line is still not giving up many sacks. Like we lead the league. Like Ryan Tannehill, I think is top 5 in time in the pocket, and I think he's been sacked the least amount of times in the league right now. So like when you say an offensive line sucks, like what are you basing it off of? Because you can't be basing it off the eye test. You can't be, and you can't be basing it off rankings. So what are we basing this off of?
I think he's basing it off of this, and I have Derrick Henry in my fantasy. So I actually have to watch the Titans. Right. Don't care to watch them, but I gotta watch them. Okay. I think I've been watching Derrick Henry. I know he kind of went off a little bit last week, but there's a lot more touchdowns. I don't see the offensive line pushing forward. Now, yeah, you're talking about pass protection, and you're right. He does have time in that pocket. But I don't see the offensive line dominating any defensive line. And I know, what do you want Derrick Henry to do? I know he's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
This is zone. So Todd Downing went from a power running scheme. So we have to understand, we have the smallest starting offensive lineman in the league at our left guard and Brewer right now. So you can't go out there and do what you did last year with Roger Saffold, Taylor Lewan, Jones. Big boys. Yeah, like you can't go out there and just brute force move guys out the way and let Derrick Henry get downhill. It's a zone. They went to a zone blocking scheme this year. So now zone blocking scheme, if y'all know, like the San Francisco 49ers run a zone blocking scheme.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, like so the Giants run a zone blocking scheme. It's not about moving guys out the way. It's about creating a lane and let your guy get downhill. That's what we're doing. So with an undersized offensive lineman, when you try to do that power scheme, like we tried to do against the Buffalo Bills, you see what happened. They get blown up.
but even with that, I mean, I'm with Avery. I don't watch Tennessee a whole lot, but I'm just thinking of football, common sense football. If you look at it, it ain't necessarily to me the offensive line fault. I get what Avery's saying about the push, but at the same time, we know how people are defending Tennessee. It's not just the defensive line that's up there. So even if that line creates that gap, you got your linebackers, they're sitting there just waiting.
Yep.
So I don't think you can necessarily put that on an offensive line, because even if they do get some push, you got 3 or 4 people, right behind them waiting to cover that, because teams want Tannehill to beat them. They feel like, okay, if Tannehill beat me, it is what it is. So
which is why I like what they did against the Colts on Sunday. They got Derrick Henry involved in the passing game. They softened
and they should have been done that.
Right. And they softened up the box, and they let those guys get out in space, and then they ran him downhill when that box softened up. You have to do that, because running him into that brick wall, you can only hope for a guy to last, under 300 plus carries a year for so long. So what do you do to prolong a career? You got to either give him some space or get him to do something different where he's not going to take as many hits. Cornerbacks don't want to tackle 6'4", 250 coming downhill at him. No. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And throwing it out on a pitch every third down ain't gonna cut it when teams are knowing that that's your tendency, and that's what you're gonna want to do. So splitting him out, getting him out in space on screen passes where these smaller guys don't want to tackle that monster, and then when they spread out and looking for it, you run them up you run them up the gut.
Right.
He ain't lying. Right, ain't lying.
I agree. But he's on my fantasy too.
But I agree with you, and I've been saying this for the last 3 years. Why is he sitting unless he can't block? Why? And they said this year he's been working on his hands to catch the football in the backfield. Why is it every single third down, 3rd and 3, third? I don't care what he's always on the sideline. I think y'all were playing. I think it was week 2. Y'all were driving, but they had your backup running back. Why is
Dr. Hilliard?
Right. Okay, cool. I know, I was looking at him because of fantasy, but I have to look at the game as well. Why is he on the sideline for 6 minutes? You're not you. This is your best player. People are like, I don't care who it is. He is your best player. When you see the marquee, they're not putting Ryan Tannehill. They're putting Derrick King Henry up there. Okay, so you got this man on the sideline. It was 6 minutes to go, and you think you're gonna win that game? No.
And also, and this is just I don't know if y'all know this, and this is just for me. Ty Downing has to do better with making offensive adjustments in the second half. This is the second week in a row we've gone scoreless. We scored big in the first half and gone scoreless in the second half. You can't beat the Jags with that. You're not going to beat the Jags with that. You know what I'm saying? Because them boys is coming out. They young, they inexperienced, but they coming out there and they looking to put up points and putting them up quick. Wow. So, and that defense is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they good. Again, inexperienced, but they still good. You can't expect to go out there and be like, we're going to hang 24 on your head. And then in the second half, hey, no, we're just gonna try to play keep away and play not to lose the game. Right. That's mid 2000s, 2005 to 2008 Tennessee Titans. You can't play that way, and that's gonna lose you games in this league. And I know we're talking about worst division. Right. When I look at the division, like you're looking at it from just an unbiased standpoint, you got a team that can't score in the second half, can put up big points in the first half, can't score in the second half. You got a team that's young and inexperienced, but they're a track team essentially at this point in the Jags. You got a team that's got a good coach in Lovie Smith, but they ain't got no talent. And it's gonna take a couple of years if he lasts that long in Houston to build that system. Because and people forget the Bears wasn't a monster like they was, you know what I'm saying, under Lovie Smith in year one up under him. It took him some time to build that up. And then of course the Colts. Jim Irsay already saying like he wants to see a change, or Frank Reich and your boy,
they're gone. They gone.
Yeah, they gone. So and then Nyheim Hines, when one of your own players is saying, hey, the reason that this team keeps beating us or we keep losing is because every year we got a quarterback. We have a different quarterback. That's a problem. So I guess I got to renege on what I said. Maybe we are the worst division in football. But I'm saying,
that's funny. He said, well, let me think about it. But you do have the talent in your division. You have the young talent coming up. Right. I mean, you really do. And if they stick it right, the division will come back around.
But I tell you what, that running back for Houston, I like him, bro.
Damian Pierce.
Yeah, I like him.
Pierce. Oh yeah, he's nice.
I like him.
He's nice.
Yes.
Well, last but certainly not least,
boy. The worst segment of the show.
I appreciate the love. Chuck. Yes, sir. Career over.
I hope nobody took mine. I just hope nobody took mine.
Okay. We've already discussed it today, but I'm gonna go deep into this bone. Okay, so I was thinking around the league, more trash off the trash. Detroit defense can't stop nobody. Trash. The daggone Colts, trash. But I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go. Oh, and Carson Wentz, he's definitely hot trash. I could have went there. But I'm going to your boy Baker Mayfield.
No,
I'm going. Let's just start from the beginning of the season. Bro was running his lips about Cleveland, right? Oh, how we gonna beat Cleveland? He got smacked up by Cleveland. Career over. All right. So he might as well go back to the State Farm commercials. Hell, they fired him from that. I'm going to show you some stats this year. From Cleveland, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Giants, 145 yards in a touchdown. Come on, man. New Orleans, 170 yards in a touchdown. Come on, man. Arizona, 197 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. No wonder everybody's getting fired. They fired the vice president. They fired the GM, defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, head coach, the whole team. All they're going to keep is Christian McCaffrey because they got to pay him. And y'all were talking about some, they mind their time. They ain't got no answer for this. They knew what they were getting when they came for Cleveland. They knew it.
Had to.
Career over there on Baker. If y'all want to add one, but I had that one brewing for the whole time.
I just want to say this. Look, I just came from the Dominican Republic, last night. So my wife, it's bad when my wife asked me questions about something sports related. We on vacation. And she was like, "What's going on with Antonio Brown?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what you're talking about." Man, so career over Antonio Brown. First off, this man.
I could have said that, but I said I'm gonna keep it with this around, bro. He wild, bro. That's a wild dude.
I came with this one. Career over Antonio Brown. First off, you can't troll Tom Brady. You can't troll Tom Brady.
Guys with Giselle.
Yeah, he trolls Tom Brady with him or the picture of him hugging Giselle. You know what I mean? In a Bucs uniform, right? I guess after they won the Super Bowl because they're having marriage troubles. Who cares, right? Like, but Antonio, like, how are you trolling Tom Brady, bro? You're not him, and he ain't you. He got Giselle, and then he follows that up with exposing himself at a pool in Dubai.
Listen, man, my man. Listen, my man.
I should have known I should have known when he did this in public. I should have known. Like, my man's losing it, man. Career over for AB.
Oh my goodness, boy.
Listen. Hey, listen, bro. Let me tell you something. When I seen that mess, I was reading up more, and he was trolling Giselle. I said, this brother has lost it. And I'm an AB supporter. I am. But this dude has lost it.
Yeah, lost his mind, bro.
I mean, gone.
He might be the first case of living CTE.
Facts.
Wow.
I have to agree with him, bro. Because the stuff he's doing is just off. He going on the daggone pivot with a mask. Said my face is too much money. I just don't I don't get it. But I have love for the guy. You know, I genuinely wish he was still in the NFL. I really do. He's still a top 5 talent receiver. I don't care what craziness he does.
His
on the field.
His family need to sue Vontaze Burfict.
Boy,
tomorrow.
You stupid. Yeah, I know why he said it. Yeah.
Because my man done lost it. Ever since that hit, he done lost it.
He has lost it. Okay, fellas.
Wow.
Courtland, man. Tell everybody they can find you at, big dog.
Man, y'all see the shirt. 3-point conversion. You find my articles over there. Just put an article up not too long ago about Aaron Judge's historic run and how he could break history. Of course, we know he got 61. He's in the search for 62. We're hoping that comes before the end of the season, October 6th. So like we're hoping for that. If you're a Yankees fan like I am, you're really hoping for that. But if you're a fan of baseball, you should want to see this as well. Also, man, on Wednesdays and Thursdays, man, follow me on Twitter at the DC Griffey and keep track of the show, my show at the halftime show with Courtland Griffin. We're talking sports over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to compete with these boys over at Say It Again, but you know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that. It's a hard show to follow up, but you know what I'm saying? We try our best over there. So you can find me there. And I still need a t-shirt. One of y'all, man, I still need a Say It
All right, we
t-shirt.
got you, man.
I done been on the show more than 3 times. I'm family.
We messing up, man. Portland, it's always good for you to join us on the show. You know you're always welcome. Absolutely. I know James James couldn't be here tonight, but he knows I always love it.
Put James in his head at, man.
Ty, hopefully he can get back soon. Yeah. We love him and stuff. Eric, we understand. Love you too, Eric. But other than that, Say It Again is out. Love y'all.